The short answer is no. So thank you for watching. Take care. Love you all. Goodbye. There has been an awful lot of people since I stopped playing that have asked me this. I've been messaged numerous times asking if I'm going to come back. And it's true, I loved the game. I enjoyed playing with new crews as well as my regular friends. And I get that in a big way, I kind of just disappeared on them as well. But I mean, everybody was moving on to different games. I think a new FIFA game had come out, and a lot of my regular friends had dropped Sea of Thieves to concentrate more on that. I'm sure they would have come back, and they probably did. I mean, even Binky has messaged me numerous times recently asking me if I'll come back, and I haven't played with that guy in like a year before I stopped playing. So it's a question that's been on people's mind. So the question isn't will I come back, because the answer is, failing some absolute massive change of management, no. And that leads to the question of like, or leads more to the answer of why I left. It's genuinely because Rare doesn't want players like me on Sea of Thieves anymore. All right, it's a pirate game, so obviously it draws a crowd of pirates. I swear a lot. I'm rowdy, and we like to fight. Obviously, we see it as like a PvP, like role play. You don't have to fight everyone, but obviously you're a freaking pirate. You would have thought that the whole point was to fight most people, you know? But they didn't like that kind of behavior. And so it got to the point where the only way to find other pirates, other like-minded pirates, was just in Arena. At first, I was using Arena to train. It was just a training ground so that I could get better with the cannons and better with the PvP all round, really, so that I could go into adventure and feel more confident because I had those abilities. And sure enough, that worked fine until the updates started. But then more and more as they tried to get Disney involved, they really didn't like us, And it came to a head when they changed the boats and they made it so that the sloop sinks faster. It was the only advantage that I had was, I'm solo. I've got no firepower or anything, but god damn, it takes you a while to sink me, and it it's impossible. You get killed one time and it's all over 90% of the time. So it got really boring. I did enjoy playing solo as well as playing with my group. You've got to remember, that's the other thing that kind of put a limit on it, is I had a lot more than 4 friends in Sea of Thieves, but we could only play 4 pirates together at a time. So what would happen is I'd log on and immediately get invited to a crew, and obviously I'll join it. But then my other friends are saying, will you join us? Will you join us? And I've got to say sorry to all of them. We can't even find the same server together and get into an alliance or anything. It was unfathomable. And I know they've changed all that now and they've made it all friendly servers. Oh, you're all friendly. Well, that's the exact opposite of what I want. That's wrong as well. In my opinion, DayZ's got it right. They've recently updated the game so that, I'm not sure how it works, to be honest. I don't think anybody is, but it seems to be that if you've got someone on your friends list, or if you're friends with someone and you both join a server at more or less the same time, you will spawn in really near each other, which is great. You get to choose your own server. You tell your friends which server you're joining, and you all spawn in and you're relatively close together. It takes only a few minutes to find each other. Whereas before, obviously, just like Sea of Thieves, it could take hours, you know. And I think it's harder because you're moving at walking pace. That's all been updated. And obviously DayZ is a more adult game because of the graphics. That's so sad to me that it has to be a children's game because it's cartoony graphics, and everybody looks at it that way. Children shouldn't be on the internet, can we be honest? Any parent that allows their child to go on the internet is a bad parent, and that child is going to grow up, you know, scarred for life by the things they're going to hear and see. The internet is for adults, you know, clearly, obviously. I don't know why that's controversial in any way. So it's not my fault that there were children in the game, and I do my best to avoid them, obviously. I do everything I could to avoid them. I want to play against adults, and there were enough of them in the game as well. And we did. We swore, and we had a laugh, and we fought, and we, you know, some people considered that kind of behaviour toxic. And we used to laugh at those people and then just leave them alone. Genuinely, it's boring fighting someone who doesn't want to fight. I know there's little kids who will genuinely sail after you and just fight you over and over again. That wasn't us, man. That's not what we was about. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Disney didn't want that crowd, and so I've migrated to DayZ. As you can tell by my content now, I upload just clips of DayZ, and I play a lot of Rocket League just because Rocket League is a very it's a very satisfying game, but it's also extremely frustrating. It's totally different. It's not in the same ballpark. But, you know, if you enjoyed watching my Sea of Thieves content because you thought I was good at the game, I'm really sorry. Those kind of clips are not going to be uploaded ever again. Even if I rejoined Sea of Thieves now, I'd have to relearn absolutely everything. I'd bound all my buttons completely differently. All my buttons were totally, you know, different. And so I don't even remember what controls I had. It was obviously years of play that got me that good at the game, and I'm not that young anymore. I know I wasn't exactly young at the time, but you don't get any younger as life goes on, let me tell you. So yeah, DayZ, I'm nowhere near as good. The clips are more funny than skill, and I don't know, it's just a better crowd. The the developers understand what the gamers that are playing the game are like, rather than trying to cultivate a crowd and push people out for being quote unquote too toxic. Like, you know, there's people that will just raid your base using glitches, right? And they'll do everything they can to stop the glitches, but they've got no problem with those kind of people who will just go around raiding your base because that's part of the game. That's what the game meta is. Whereas in Sea of Thieves, they'd be like, oh no, we can't have that. We've got to add all kinds of things to make it so that if somebody does come and raid your base, they get less and less out of it, you know? Sad, man. Just like not accepting what they've created and trying to like change it into something else. It's something that the gamers didn't want, in my opinion. So it's a different crowd now anyway. I would bet money that none of my old friends still play the game. Whoops, a couple of screenshots from Chivalry 2 seem to have turned up in the edit. Never mind. Well, with that, guys, thank you for watching. I think I've got a picture somewhere of the floating chair glitch that I found. Last time I joined, I just floated around in a chair for a while. And, you know, I didn't tell anybody that I was back. I just came to test out one of the new updates. It was a while back now, and I thought I'd better keep this floating chair glitch to myself, because if I let that out there, there'll be just people flying around in chairs everywhere. We don't want that. So yeah, I used the get inspired for a while, but it didn't inspire me. And then yeah, I came back to take a few screenshots literally just for this video, really. So That's it. That's me done forever. Goodbye.